Hey everyone, this is Once Bitten with my first game of the Brawler Bash 2013 tournament, my Empire versus a Vampire Counts army. So this is 3,000 points. We're playing on table 2, which is just kind of random, the table assignment, but it's kind of cool because we're right near the front of things. Yeah, this beautiful Vampire Counts army I'm playing against. So on the left, he's got 10 direwolves, a Vargulf, 5 direwolves, some skeletons, another 10 direwolves, more dire wolves, and then he's got a huge block of black knights with characters. I'll go over them in just a second, and then 2 terrorgeists. And in this, I mean, this is the craziest knight bus I've ever seen. There's a vampire lord that is no joke. If you look how he's kitted out, and another vampire, and both of those are on steeds that can fly. And the only reason he has them in this bus, I think, is because he's worried about my shooting, and he should be, but. I think that's a really, really good build. I think if I played Vampire Counts, I'd want to do something like that because the incredible versatility and mobility that gives you is really cool. And then he's got 3 more characters in here. He's got his Master Necromancer and then a couple White Kings. I'm not sure what the point of the second White King is. Like, I get the BSB, but nevertheless, I mean, that is 5 characters and 13 Black Knights, I think so. Ooh. So here on the right, I've got handgunners and Captain on Pegasus. So the handgunners are there just hopefully to pop a wound or 2 on the terrorgeists. The Captasus is to pose a threat, so I'm hoping he can maybe charge a terrorgeist. He may not beat it, but if again any damage he can do will help. Got my great swords, Hurricaneum, and my halberdiers. So really, my thinking here as I was deploying is, I think between shooting and everything else I have on the table besides the great swords, I think I can mop up everything to my left of his black knights, and that's my plan. And I want to get my great swords into his black knights, 1 because they're stubborn, and 2 because they're strength 5, and so they actually can whittle that unit down. So if I can plow through everything else, tie up the black knights, and then swoop in with some counter charges, I think I'm good. His terrorgeists scare me a little bit, but then again, I've got a steam tank and a cannon, and I think I should be able to handle them. So you can see everything else I have here on the left. Remember, the demigryphs have the flaming banner, and the inner circle knights have the banner of Swift Stride or whatever. They ignore barding and they get to reroll 1s when charging, fleeing, or pursuing. So he has a Vargulf behind that building. So I'd love to get my demigryphs into him, although I think he's probably going to pull that Vargulf away. So I'm going to vanguard up with my outriders, and if his Vargulf comes to the right, I'll just shoot him. So he vanguards with his direwolves. He didn't vanguard over here. Of course, I got to vanguard first, and so there's only so much he could do. And Empire run the roll off, and I go first. So on the left, I take my demigryphs up as far as possible. I'm not worried about him charging me. If he charged with the Vargulf and with the direwolves, it might be something. But even then, I think I'll get a lot of combat res against the wolves, and the Vargulf won't get regen against me. So I think I'm okay there. Brought the inner circle knights up as much as possible. I positioned the steam tank because I want to shoot at his terrorgeists, and we got in a big rules discussion here, and the ruling went against me. But basically, if you look, my shooting's to the left of that hill. And we're talking about line of sight for shooting. It was ruled that I had to be able to see the model that I want to shoot at, and also had to be able to see the point on the table that I was going to target for the first hit. And so needing to see both of those means I really couldn't shoot at the terrorgeists. I could shoot like at the models themselves, but any bounce at all, and I was overshooting it. So that was rough, especially with these huge pieces of terrain on the table. So anyway, you see the Captasus on the right. I moved him so that he can't get terrorgeist screamed. Shooting, there's nothing else to really shoot at, so I'm getting rid of his chaff as best I can. There's that. 1 cannon actually did hit a terrorgeist, did 3 wounds to it, so that certainly helps. You go to Vampire Counts turn 1, he does that. Now, for the most part, I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, my plan is working pretty well. I'm probably going to charge my Hurricaneum into that lone dog there on the right, the wolf, and overrun into the Terrorgeist, take my Captasus into that Terrorgeist. with the handgunners and the Hellblasters shoot the other Terrorgeist. My greatswords are in position to tie up his Black Knights, and everything else I'm confident about. So at this point of the game, I am liking how things are developing. Here, I'm going to charge my Demigryphs into his wolves. My Outriders are going to charge the wolves, and that opens up the way for my Inner Circle Knights to charge the Vargulf. And so I love all those matchups. His Terrorgeist opens up on my Greatswords, and holy cow! Well, one, he got Doom and Darkness off, so they're -3 leadership, and then he rolls an 11. So 11 plus 5 is 16, -6. Is that right? So he kills 10 of them. Yeah, he kills 10 Greatswords. I felt that was pretty brutal. So we go to Empire turn 2. Go ahead and double charge this unit of wolves just to make sure I kill him, and then I'm just going to reform anyway. So I want to reform so that whomever his knights go into will be steadfast or stubborn, and then the other unit can countercharge. So that's the plan there. I get the charges I want here, so the Hurricanum is into the wolf. I'll almost certainly kill that, overrun into the Terrorgeist, and between the two I can pop that, reform to face his lines. I get the charges I need here, and there's the charge at the top. I don't love that my Demigryphs are this far away, but if I can pop these wolves quickly and turn, they can move pretty fast to get over to the combat. So, remember, I'm hoping to tie up his Black Knights and then bring some unit into its flank to help out. So after combat it looks like that. The Terrorgeist on the right is gone. The Dire Wolves in the middle are gone. I've reformed. I ended up not reforming the way that I originally thought. I'm really inviting anybody who wants to come into the Greatswords. If the Black Knights come in their front and the Skeletons come in their flank, he'll certainly kill a bunch of them, but it'll be steadfast. My Halberdiers into the flank of the Skeletons after that, I might be able to pop the Black Knights through combat res. So that's kind of what I was thinking there. It's like if he charges in and just kills almost all the Greatswords, that means that next round of combat, there's only so many kills he's going to get. So I was okay if that's what he wanted to do. There's a better picture. I like that my Hurricanum and my Captuses are ready to countercharge. And here on the left, yeah, the Vargulf only killed one knight, so I felt pretty happy about that. The wolves held against the Outriders, and that kind of hurts because it's bogging everything down. And then if you look on the far left, the Demigryphs took out that whole unit of wolves by themselves. I thought that was nice. And we go to Vampire Counts turn 2. So you can't really tell the combat's in the middle. I'll get a close-up picture in just a minute. But if you look at the bottom, his Vargheist chooses not to get into combat. He just wants to come down here and scream at my Wizards unit, which I think is a smart plan. The Black Knights are actually in combat with the Greatswords, and the Skeletons are in combat with the Halberdiers. It's just the terrain won't let us really do anything. And the marker on the Greatswords means they've got a 5-up ward. So I'm actually pretty happy with that. I mean, he's got, his two vampires are so killy. But I've got my Van Horstman Speculum General there, so I'm going to be issuing challenges left and right. He's going to accept with a White King. So, the White King's only going to have 2 attacks, and he has to hit first, and then he has to wound. And if he wounds and rolls with a 6, I'm screwed. Except I have a 5-up ward, so that might save me. But that's the only fear I have. But I think the odds of that happening are fairly low. I should be able to kill the White King. It'll take me some time to kill the White Kings, and after that, I'm in with vampires. So I'm hoping I can hold long enough for my general to work through his characters. Here on the left, his ghouls came into my Outriders. I don't really care about that. He can break the Outriders in combat. They'll flee. The only thing I care about is I need the Inner Circle Knights not to fail their panic. Because as long as they stand, he can even overrun into me. I don't care. My Demigryphs will come to the flank of whoever's there. We'll mop them up. And then on Empire turn 4, they'll be ready to charge whatever is still in the center of the table. I think it was a Lore of Death spell. Put 3 wounds on the steam tank. That isn't a huge deal. Terrorgeist opens up and puts 1 wound on my wizard, and then several, kills almost the whole unit, and they pass their panic. So I'm okay with that. And now I have a steam tank and a cannon that can shoot at this Terrorgeist. So there's really nothing else to shoot at. I'm thinking I've got to be able to kill this thing. It's been sitting out there in the open. I've been shooting at it, and I just keep missing. So hopefully this time I can take that thing off the board. And then after combat, the Outriders lost and ran through my Inner Circle Knights, and they failed their panic. And the lucky thing is that I didn't roll very high. I think I rolled like a 7, and on Swift Stride that's pretty low. Because if I rolled more, I would have popped through everything, and then I either would have been off the table, or at least so far away that I'd be totally out of the game. So I've got that at least, and my Demigryphs might be able to hit the ghouls in the flank, but for the most part, that just sucks. That leadership test really, really hurt, because could I have charged the ghouls in the front and the Demigryphs in the flank, I easily mop them up this turn. They both reform. And then on Empire turn 4, I've got 2 tough units finally coming able to, 2 hammer units able to come to the aid of my anvil units. But that didn't happen. After combat here, Great Swords did okay. I mean, if you look at them, they lost some certainly, but they're doing okay. My general's alive, and the only problem is he wasn't able to kill the White King. And the White King's sitting on 1 wound left. One, it scares me to fight the White King because he's got the killing blow, and with only 2 attacks, it's unlikely, but you never know. And 2, I need to get through him so I can start hitting his other characters. I imagine the one I'm with is the non-BSB, so at least once I kill this guy, then if I kill, I can kill the BSB, I can be killing vampires, and so that was kind of unfortunate. He got Doom and Darkness off of my general's unit, so when I was stubborn, I was only stubborn on a 6. But 6 rerollable, and I was able to make it. Empire turn 3. Okay, so I take the Hurricane and the Pegasus into the flank of the Black Knight's unit. I'm thinking I have a chance here to really hurt that unit. Impact hits, all those extra attacks. We should be okay. His skeletons come into the front of my Halberdier unit, and I'm okay with that. I think I'll eventually win that, and we'll just hold each other up for a while, and that's okay. What I really need are for my knights to come around and start helping out. Yeah, so that's what that looks like. I really need the impact hits to help me out here. I'm going to win this, I know. It's just I don't know how long it's going to take me to win it. And my knights rallied, by the way, which is very nice. After combat, oh my gosh, everything turned south right there. The White King, with only 2 attacks, hit my general and rolled a 6, killed my general. The Hurricane comes in, impact hits do nothing. The Captasus comes in. I mean, everything fluffed. Everything missed. He won combat by a lot. Both of my flanking units fled. My Great Swords are still there, but, they're there, not many left. And so I'm either going to fail a break test soon, or he's just going to kill all my guys. Either way, just an epic fail. I needed my Captasus and Hurricane to do some more wounds. I mean, that Black Knight unit, I think I've probably cut it in half overall, but with Great Swords, I thought I'd be doing better there. Over here, Demigryphs come in. They go to town on the ghouls. Probably better than I was actually expecting. So now I'm going to get countercharged by another unit. But I can't complain about what the Demigryphs did. The problem is everything on the left now is going to be taking too long. Oh, and my shooting didn't hurt the Terrorgeist. I had a steam tank and a cannon, and I missed it. It was so frustrating. So now the Terrorgeist comes into my Hurricanum, my Hellblaster. Skeletons come into the flank of the Demigryphs. Before I started playing against a lot of Monsters Cav, I would be looking at this and really worried about it. But now I'm starting to see that, he's got a flank. Both have banners, so he's got a charge, a flank, and 3 ranks. But the thing is, I'm able to do so many wounds, I might actually win this combat. Yeah, he either killed the rest of the Great Swords or broke them in combat. And his magic, he's regrowing some knights, so he's back up to 2/3 strength. They overrun into the front of my Halberdiers, and because of the way the skeletons were already there, he's kind of only clipping me, so I'm not really getting all that much damage, but I do have that Vampire Lord with all those attacks with a Red Fury. Yeah, I just need these guys to stick. The problem is I'm worried that my BSB is going to die fairly soon, and I'm only leadership 7 because my general's dead. And my hammer units are taking way too long because of everything on the other side of the table. So after combat, it looks like that. I issued a challenge. I got in a challenge with his skeleton champion. I think I was in that challenge, and it was a pillow fight the first turn. So I killed him, but the problem is now he's going to issue a challenge with something that can kill my BSB. Yeah, he charged in. My guys did enough wounds that um, that I popped off the ghouls, won combat, turned to face the skeletons, and I'll win that. But it's keeping my guys out of where I need them. Empire turn 4. If this is where if I had had my inner circle knights available, they would be in the flank of the skeletons, and I would have a very, very legitimate chance of popping that black knight unit simply through combat res. But it's taken too long. I marched up. It's all I can do. I need my halberdiers to hold. I'll be steadfast. It'll be a 7. I need them to hold. My steam tank goes into the flank of the Terrorgeist, so I know I'm going to win that. I don't know I'm going to win it, but I think I'm going to win it. These two units rally. Yay for them. Yeah, there's that. I think I'll win that, but the way that something's been going, I might not. And if I don't, he's going to scream at me in combat and kill me on his turn. But I beat him just through impact hits. Now we're running tight on time here, just so you know. So at this stage, my opponent was saying that he thought that we probably were just going to have to end on turn 4. And there's that. Yeah, this is all Empire turn 4. Yeah, obviously my halberdiers didn't stick. So on Vampire Count's turn 4, he charges my Inner Circle Knights. I decide to flee because I really just think he was going to beat him anyway. And if I fled, I would pop through the Demigryph Knights in the house. I was actually hoping my Demigryph Knights... Oh wait, they're in combat, never mind. So anyway, so I pop through, I'm on the other side of the building. He fails his charge. It's really as much as I could hope for because I still have all those points and there's nothing I'm going to get for him. I'll be rallying on a 9. So he regrows his knights. Oh, that's so demoralizing. And that's actually the benefit of taking such a huge unit of black knights. It takes so long to whittle them down that it gives you magic phases that you can grow them back. Empire turn 5. My Inner Circle Knights, needing a 9, fail to rally, run off the board. So anyway, my Demigryphs finish off the whoever they were fighting. And on the last turn, this is where we thought that we were only going to go turn 4, but we realized we might have time for turn 5. That's why you'll notice, by the way, I didn't move a lot of my units because it just didn't matter. It wasn't going to affect anything. I'm not even shooting because I'm not going to kill enough to get any more points, so whatever. He charges his Vampire Lord out of his knight unit and into my Demigryphs. I go ahead and hold because if I fled, he could actually go around the house and catch me, and I didn't want to give him those easy points. I think there's at least a chance that I can hold, but not really. The guy's strength 7, so my armor save just isn't helping me at all. So afterwards, he beats the Demigryph Knights and runs them down. That was another thing I was thinking. Even if he beats them in combat, he may not run them down, but he got that too. Everything fell apart. This was one of those frustrating games that I liked deployment. I liked the matchups. I felt that everything was working, and then it just fell apart. Hindsight being 2020, my Demigryphs going after the wolves in that far left corner kind of took them out of the action too long. And I don't know. You never know. If he had that unit of dire wolves, he could have been causing me some problems. Yeah, I had anvils holding things up, and my hammers were too far away to help out. Anyway, that's how it ended. He got 3,400 points, something like that. I think I was at like 1,700 points. So in this tournament, the maximum points you can get for a game is like 5,000. So I know at 1,700 points, I am nowhere near the top, probably mid-pack, under mid-pack. So it's not a good start for the tournament. Now, the guy I played ended up playing at the top table on Game 5s, and he won. So he was very much in the running to win the tournament, but he got edged out by somebody who was playing on table 2. So he ended up taking second place. So congratulations to him for winning the game and for doing so well in the tournament. That's it.